One of the biggest reasons for the success of the Hyundai Elite i20 has been its striking design. In order to understand this in more detail, we took the i20 to a design expert to get his opinion on what makes the design such a hit.
Hi, my name is Kunal Gaur and I am a creative director. I'm also the founder of Animal. I've got an experience of around 17 and a half years in advertising and graphic design. I was always an illustrator, so I used to, keep making these drawings on my books and textbooks and all that. So I think somewhere there was a will to do some kind of visual work, which led me to get into graphic design and eventually into advertising. So that's what we do here. We work with a lot of content creation. We create campaigns, we create videos, animations, and a lot of branding. I love to drive, so I've always been a car person. My brother's been into motorcycles, but I was always into cars and going on long drives and such. Was obviously getting out of Delhi. I always need reason to leave the city and then go out to, like, even if it's Jaipur or like a small town outside, just helps to unwind. So yes, I've always had a love for cars. I do look forward to seeing what the new design has in store for us and how it's changed from the previous models. So yes, looking forward to see it and yeah, have my point of view on it. I love the design. I think it's very bold and aerodynamic. I think it's gonna definitely it's definitely an up from the other cars you see in the same category. So yeah, love it. Especially the size of the headlights. I think you don't see this big a size in this category, definitely. So I think it's going to be an interesting difference from that. Especially the big gaps in the grille is definitely going to be adding to the aerodynamic nature of the car. So I think it definitely adds to the design. And in terms of the contemporary models that you see in other brands also, a larger grille is something that's very in right now. It's very contemporary to have something like that as a feature. So yeah, definitely helps. And I think the geometry of the alloys, they add to the geometry they match the geometry of the grille itself. So it kind of goes really nice together when you see them. I think the rear is a nice contrast to the front, because the front is very complex and the rear kind of balances that with its minimal design. You see the big headlights that add, that are bold and all of that, and then divide the whole the base and the bottom and the top of the car. So it's interesting and nice contrast from the front. I also like the bumper. Actually, it's very interesting the way it's like slick and minimal. Again, it goes with the geometry of the car from the front, from the back, and in contrast with the front, which is very detailed and very complex. I think we're done with seeing cars in regular colors. There are the whites and the silvers and the maroons like we discussed. So I think it's a nice up from that. A lot of the colors are something that people are choosing these days. They're experimenting with colors. So I think it's a good, definitely going to be a great point for the brand. Yes. I like that the controls are over here as opposed to here in the middle, because it gets really uncomfortable. I've been used to controls in the middle and it kind of is uncomfortable when you're driving and you don't want to operate them right in the middle when you're also changing gears. So I think it definitely helps to have them here. I also like the big console with the screen and everything in the middle, because you have the controls right in front of you, and as well as on the steering wheel, so you don't have to really move around your hands around the space when you're driving. I think it's got nice leather covered steering wheels, and they are nicely flushed with all the controls and everything. So it doesn't look, it doesn't really look complicated. It looks simple and it looks very nice to the hand. It feels nice to the hand to operate both at once. The dual shade design of the dashboard really looks contemporary. It adds to the whole dual nature of the car, the way it is from the outside. So yeah, it definitely works.
And there you have it, in Kunal's own view, about what makes the Hyundai Elite i20 so stylish, which is naturally one of the primary reasons for its success.